Okay, so what I've done is what I wanted to give you guys first. Amira, have you got any paper, honey, and a pen?
Did you give me a pen and paper? I did just request one from Mum. I've still got a carder attached to me.
Have you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But my assistant's on hand.
Okay, so
you can't see. I've got a pen and paper though.
There's just some basic steps that you want to just write down around, doing a three-way call. Just some basic steps to work around. Doesn't mean you have to follow it to the book. Because one of the things that I like doing is being really intuitive with my calls. So you meet someone, you meet them where they're at, you find, and you go with the conversation. But these are the basic steps that you want to make sure you cover at some point during the calls. The first step is that you want to be building rapport with someone. So the first thing you do is you jump on, you ask them a little bit about them, and you want to find something that you have in common with them. So, and you can only do that by asking
my
them.
pen doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Ask about them and where they are at life and what their interests are.
Yeah, asking them about, so what are you doing now? Are you a mum? Or, because they'll probably start telling about you. Say, look, tell me a bit about you. Or you could even say, how do you know? Like, for example, if, Angel's on Sheena's on a call with Angel, you say, how do you know Angel? How did you meet? How do you guys know each other? That's a really good way of starting. Or you could even just start into, so tell me a bit about you. What is it you're doing at the moment? And most people will tell you all about how they've got kids or, whatever their job is. So, and it doesn't matter how much time you spend on that. You can spend the first 5-10 minutes on building rapport with somebody, having fun, being yourself. Next question or next step is you want to be asking them what it is that got them interested in what we're doing. And why we ask this question is we want to find their emotional why. So there's two whys that we want to find. We want to find their emotional why and their financial why. And the first one you want to ask is their emotional why. So you guys know what emotional why means, right? So give me some examples of what an emotional why would be.
I'm sad.
You're sad?
No, I was trying to give you an example.
Oh, okay. No, what would their emotional why be for doing the business or being interested in the business?
A shit relationship.
My life's at a standstill. I feel like I got nothing to live for.
Yep. Or I want to be at home with my kids.
Yeah, that's my why. Are we allowed to use our whys?
Of course. Yeah. So you get it. So an emotional why is something that they really are feeling emotion about it. They're in some kind of pleasure or they're working towards pain. Or they're in some kind of pain or they're working towards some kind of pleasure. That's their emotional why. And then let them talk about that. So this is really important to let people just talk. And then you'll find that you can probably ask more questions around what that looks like for them. But we can do that in our role play anyway. The third step we want to be asking them is what kind of income are they looking at to bring into their life to make this all worthwhile? So that's when we're looking for their financial why. So, and this is really important because even though somebody might be completely just doing this for emotion, it's really good to know that they're actually going to get some money out of this too. So that when they jump in and they start kind of, they're not really doing as well as what you thought, you can always come back to them with their emotional why or their financial why. Remember, this is what you wanted. Is this still important to you? Okay, and the step number 4 is basically what you want to do is you want to repeat what you've heard them say, just kind of summarize it. So example, they're talking about how they really want to stay at home with their kids. They're just sick of their job. They hate it. And they really want to be replacing their income so that they can actually leave their job. Then you've got to say, well, I heard that you're, feeling really in a lot of pain around having to go out to work. You're not enjoying your job. You want to stay at home with your kids, and you really want to be replacing your income so that you know, you can stay at home with your kids. I'd love to help you make that happen. And then you can say, so you're ready to get started. Simple. This is the thing that a lot of people find really hard, is the question at the end. So are we going to do this? Are you ready to get started? Don't be afraid to say this. Because if you don't, you're kind of going to get off the call and think, well, I don't know if they're interested or not, you know. And if they come back and say, oh, I'm not sure yet, I think I need to, you know, they're kind of a bit indecisive, then you can use the, well, what do you need to know, or what do I need to do for you to get you to the point where you're ready? And so that's when you kind of nut out, do they need more information? You know, what kind of information do they need? Do they need to go back to their partner? And then
Hang on. What do you need to know? Pause.
What do you need to know? Yes.
I cannot write this fast. My spelling is fucking atrocious.
As long as you can read it,
That's
Mira.
all right, babe, as long as you can read it.
Yeah.
I've
No
got,
one
what
else
do
needs
you
to read
need?
it.
I can't, that's the problem. What do you need to know? And what did you say after that?
So
It was
what do you
good.
need to know? Oh God, I don't remember. What do you need to know to help you get started?
No, it was what do you need to know, or what can I something,
Or what
but I
can
can't
I
remember what it
do?
was.
Or what can I help you with?
Yes, there we go.
That's going to help you make a decision to get started. Something like that.
All right. Thank you.
So what I thought we would do, and another thing I just want to let you guys know about. So I know, you know, the whole process is that we have a process around this, right? And when we get to a three-way call, most of us think that three-way calls means that we're going to start the business. It doesn't always happen like that. So it's totally normal for people to get to a three-way call and then not sign up. Life happens and it doesn't happen. I've had so many three-way calls, and out of that percentage, probably only about 50% sign up.
Yeah, like my one last week where she was like over the fucking roof keen.
Yeah.
And we hung up, said she was going to sign up like then and there, and we hung up the phone and I haven't heard from her since. Yeah.
And often what that's about is people get in their ear and they're like, oh, it's a scam. You don't want to do that. Their loved ones who they love and trust. Oh, you don't want to do that. No, you don't want to be spending your money. It's a scam. And we can't, because they don't know us, if they don't know us that well, they're not really going to come back to us and tell us that. Unless they're your friend and they know you. Yeah, they won't. So, and that's normal because our loved ones just want to protect us, right?
Whatever you say from now, can you remember what you say? Because I'm going to have to go spew and I'll be back in a minute.
Oh, okay. It's all right, we can wait.
Enjoy, girl, enjoy. You're still here for two.
Have a good time. Don't pee yourself.
Don't shit
Boy,
yourself.
that'll probably hit on the second baby, I reckon.
No, she came to my house the other day and
do
she
your
spewed and peed herself at the
muscles,
same time, and it was the
exercise
funniest shit I've ever
after.
seen in my life.
I've never done that. But I have.
Oh, I have.
I have spewed and shit myself at the same time.
Oh my God, that's way worse.
And peed at the same time over my own shit smell.
I've peed on my feet several times when I'm drunk.
Yeah.
Never done that.
You've never squatted when you're drunk and pissed on your feet?
I've done that.
Squatted, but I've never pissed on my feet.
Oh, you've never peed on a hill then?
I've pissed down my jeans. I've pissed down my jeans and gone back to the party and everyone's looking at me like I stink.
Oh my God.
We need to be partying with Khan. She gets loose.
Yeah.
Girl needs a shower.
It's because I was
We'll hang her jeans on the line for a couple hours.
Too drunk and I couldn't get my jeans off in time.
Does your son know this about you? He just walked in behind you.
Probably not.
Can we tell him?
He doesn't need
to know. It's embarrassing.
Mum. Love that.
He doesn't need to know. I'm sure he's done a lot worse.
Probably.
Hope not, because in your pants is probably...
I remember when I was like 15, I got ruthlessly pissed, and my mum sent me to Auckland because I went to like hospital and woke up with alcohol poisoning and shit, you know. So my mum sent me to Auckland to my uncle's to like, I don't know what the point was at. Well, they took me to the squash club and tried to teach me how to drink sensibly. That wasn't her intention of sending me there, obviously. But anyway, so I get there and I find out, so I was in so much trouble from the whole family because everyone found out about it. But I get there and I find out my cousin, who's like a year and a half older than me, like the week before, had drunken a whole bottle of Jim Beam, rolled down a fucking hill, smashed his head open on this fucking concrete at the bottom of it. And no one had said a fucking thing. Like my uncle just swept it under the rug and acted like he had a perfect kid. I got shipped away to a whole nother town.
Oh, that's a bit wrong.
My mum, you didn't get
MEA.
shipped away. He offered to take you.
That's a bit sexist. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we could do is a couple of things we could do, because I think it would be really good to make sure that you guys can all take notes when we do these role plays. So what I could do is I could role play with each individual person, each one of you. So each one of you could pretend that you are a potential, and you could just do it like it was your own story. So just use your own story, and then the other two can take notes. So it means it gives you all a chance to take notes. Do you want to do it that way, or do
Or
we
we can
just want to have?
record
Sorry.
voice notes. You can.
Yep. Or do we? Or I was going to say, do you want to do just one call, and then because this is recorded, whoever was doing the role play can go back and take notes from that. I mean, I think it
Yeah,
would be
that
good to
sounds
hear.
way, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it
Oh, we're
takes
sharing
less-
this recording with, but I've had my phone like.
I'm not sharing it with anyone but just you guys, okay? This is for you
Great.
guys. That's
Okay,
why
cool.
I'm
That's
recording
all
it in
good.
case you want to hear it back again.
Yeah, I heard
Perfect.
what you guys were talking about while I was spewing.
Yeah. I think
Just about
it
you
would be
puking and pissing yourself. Nothing huge.
Girl.
We've all been there.
And shed her pants. She probably doesn't want to share the recording either.
no, we're not sharing the recording with anyone, all right? This is not going to our potentials, our new people.
Oh, they'd love us so much more though. I'd appreciate it.
True. So I
I
thought
probably
that
relate to a lot of it too.
if we do like 3 role plays, then it's all part of your training, so that then you guys can go out and do your 3-way calls with me on it, and you can actually take the 3-way call, and I can just be there as support. And it means that maybe we can do each role play over the next few weeks, the next
Are
couple of
we
weeks.
taking our own 3-way calls? Or are we taking...
Your teams.
Yeah, because I was like, it would be a bit awkward, wouldn't it, to like have conversation with someone and then you're like, oh, now we're going to have a 3-way call with my mentor or with my team, you know? And then all of a sudden it's like, you jump on the phone and you're like, and I'm my mentor as well.
That's so creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it will creep me out having someone like build all this rapport with me and then jump on a 3-way call, but there's not a 3-way call, it's just you and me.
Yeah, no, well, you can still use your upline for your own potentials, but for your team, you can do your own teams ones.
Yeah,
So when your
cool.
team has potentials, then you can run them yourself. Okay,
Perfect.
perfect. Okay, so I'm thinking maybe we do that. We do the 3 role plays. We all take notes. And then you guys can decide once we've done those how you feel about whether you're ready to just run with it and have me on the call or not. It's up to you.
Okay.
This is you guys, this is your show. I know you're all
So we're
100%.
gonna do the three calls in the one training session tonight.
No,
Or we're gonna do
Okay,
one now and one
That was
later.
my question as well.
we'll do
Oh,
one
yeah,
now,
cool,
one
'cause I
next
was
week,
like, did
one the
we
week
just do
after.
3?
No,
Yep.
no.
Yeah.
God. We'll be on all night and we don't want to be on all
Yeah,
night.
cool. No.
So who wants to do the first one?
I will, because otherwise we're all going to sit here and stare at each other in silence. There's only 3 of us.
Yeah, I
Okay, good.
nominate Amira.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Awesome. Okay, so we'll
I just
start.
didn't want to go first.
Yeah, okay, so we'll start. And you girls, just Sheena and Angel, just take notes on, what sort of things, because a lot of this is going to be intuitive as well. So you've got to really look at what she's saying and pull out from that, ask more questions around what she's saying and what it is that she really wants. But remember,
Right,
you've
I'm
got
putting my phone down for this.
Yeah.
Go.
Okay. So I might just mute you two. So I've just got Amira. No. Hi, Amira.
Hi.
So good to meet you, honey.
You too.
So tell me a bit about you. Where are you living? Are you close, local to Kapiti or not?
Sorry, am I going back 7 months to when I started? Not how I am now.
Just imagine when you first started. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, guys. I just had to getting in character.
That's all right.
Okay. I live in Palmerston North.
Awesome. Awesome. We've got a really nice little team in Palmy, so that's pretty exciting for you to have some connections there. So tell me a little bit about you and your life. I mean, what is it you're doing at the moment?
At the moment, I am in a really shitty relationship, and I am trying to find a way to get out of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you mean by shitty relationship? That sounds pretty awful.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you living with him?
No, I just kicked him out.
Okay. Well, that's amazing. That takes a lot of courage to do that. Are you a mum?
Okay. Yes, I've got 3 kids.
Oh, beautiful. How old are your kids?
They're 12, 5, and 2. They're all boys.
Oh, I've got 3 boys as well. So,
oh, cool.
Yeah, I mean, mine are obviously a lot older, but I just love boys. They're just so cool and so easy to raise, right? I mean, I think they're just really chill. Way nicer than raising girls.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank God I've only had one. So, so I just want to stop this for a minute. So basically what you've got to do is when you start finding out more about the person is finding something that you relate to. So I found out that Amira's a mum and I'm a mum too, and we've had 3 boys together, and so we can kind of relate on that level. So find things that you guys have in common and then kind of build on that. So that's really building that rapport so that they can
I feel just as awkward as the first time. I feel just as awkward as the first time I had this call.
Really? Oh, that's funny. Well, that must mean that you're in character then.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay. So what is it that got you interested in this opportunity, Amira? Because I know you say that you are really wanting to, well, you said that you're really wanting to leave a shitty relationship, but you're also kind of you've stepped out of it as well. Is this part of it?
Yeah. So I am just looking for something to do, really, for a little bit of financial independence, and I don't know. Angel said it was a good idea. If we're being dead honest, that's kind of how the conversation went.
It was.
Angel kept messaging me and I felt bad. And then it was on special and I'm a sucker for a bargain.
You know, it's really, really funny though. I know that you say that, but honestly, there is something that drives you. There is something more than just Angel telling you that this is a good idea, right?
I honestly don't think I wouldn't have signed on if it wasn't for the bargain special though. If we're just pausing for a moment, like if that blitz hadn't been on, because I didn't understand what it was.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Like, I had no idea what I was stepping into.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so are you working at the moment?
No, I just stay at home with my kids.
Okay. So I love hearing that you're really wanting that financial independence. So is that kind of, tell me about that. What does that look like for you, that financial independence? Does that mean, you know, not
having to ask my mum for money.
Oh, okay. That's real financial independence. So are you on the benefit at the moment?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. That's really crappy. I've totally been there. Not much fun because it's not much money, right?
No.
So would you love to not be on the benefit?
That would be amazing.
Okay. So, and why I ask this is because you may or may not be aware, but there's actually an opportunity to keep increasing your income and earning way more than your benefit.
Oh, yeah?
Way more. Like, I don't know if that's something that you're interested in, whether you want to grow more of a residual income that pays you more and more and more as you get more into this.
I'm
whether you're just
going to do the
wanting to-
what's there, because quite often you get the what's there.
Yeah. Well, that's that money that grows while you're sleeping. So that's when you hear somebody who talks about how if you don't earn an income while you're asleep, then you'll be working till you die. It's different from a job. When you're working in a job, you get paid for every hour that you work. With this, you actually don't get paid so much to start with, but later on you get overpaid and working less, way less, right?
Cool.
So it grows over time. Okay, this is really weird role playing, just saying.
Fuck was there?
It's really weird because it doesn't flow quite the same. Okay, so when you talk about your income, wanting to grow your income more so that you're replacing your Benny, what does that look like, honey? How much money are we talking? Just give me a ballpark figure.
I get like $300 a week on my benefit.
Okay, so you would be wanting to replace 300 a week, which is
300 after my rent's paid. On my first phone call, you asked me what would I want to be earning a month to make this worth it.
Yeah.
And I remember I was like $200 or $300 maybe
A week.
You know, like I was like, they just had no idea.
Well, most people don't. But a lot of people, what you'll find at this point, a lot of people will actually say, oh, I don't know. I don't really have a figure. Probably about 95% of people say, I don't know. So
yeah, that was me.
Say,
I was like,
And then you've got to say to them, well, is that $50? $100? And they'll go, oh, no, I want more than that. So kind of encourage them to bring out more, give you a figure. Because when you can give them a figure, then you can work with that. And then you can explain to them, well, do you know that? And this is where you share your story, okay? So I share my story, and you guys probably get sick of me sharing my story, but I talk about how in my first month, I earned nearly $900. That is powerful. And it doesn't have to be that it's in your first month. If you've done it in your first 2 months, you say, in my first 60 days, I earned this much money. This is how much you can do. You know, so you want to really instill that in them. This is something that you could actually earn way more later on. Okay, so one of the things that I would be doing at this point, sorry, I know I've kind of gone off the role play now, but what we want to be doing is once we've found out exactly how much she wants to earn, then what you can do is obviously share your own story and what's available to them. And then what you want to do is ask them how that sounds. Kind of get them, oh yeah, that sounds really good. It's so cool. Can't believe that. It's amazing. And then just let them know, well, right from the start, there's, you know, about $300 on the table for you just in your first 10 days. To let them know.
This is the bit that I'm like about. This is where you usually pull out your whiteboard and your pen and start drawing graphs for people.
Not always. I don't do that for everyone. It depends. Some people, they're all about the money. Some people aren't, and this is where you've got to be intuitive with it. If you've got someone who's more about the emotional investment, you'll want to go down that track. So if they're more about, oh, I just want to spend more time with my kids, or I just really want to help people, then you really want to be looking at your, because there's 4 different types of people. This is called our, what is it? Bank. Write this down. Bank. B is blueprint.
Hang on.
What was it?
Bank, B-A-N-K. B is blueprint. A is action. N is nurture. And K is knowledge.
What
These are
was
the
B?
Blueprint. So most of the people that you'll have come into the business will be nurturers. And those are the ones, they'll stand out like a sore thumb. They'll be all about helping people. They won't even be interested in the money. It'll be all about helping people. I just want to help others. I just want to help, I just want to get into the whole helping other people feel better, and which is lovely. It's beautiful. We need
Those are the
nurturers in the
best
team.
people.
Yes
That
and no,
easy to motivate.
they're not necessarily the ones that are going to be motivated
I hate the marble chocolate.
to actually achieve targets or anything though. They're going to be the ones that actually want to, they're going to be the ones that will more likely just want to help people and not be fazed by the money side of it. Your
Are
blueprints.
we
Sorry?
still doing the role play or?
Sorry, I got a bit distracted.
Hope not. I'm
No,
just talking shit.
I'm not talking shit. This is good stuff. This is really good because when you see this, you'll know what you want to focus on. So blueprint is somebody who wants the steps. So there'll be someone who says to you, so what's the next step? What are the steps for getting started? That's a blueprint person.
Angel, can you stop cutting your hair at night time when you're pregnant, please?
Okay, so our steps is from our blueprint. Blueprint people.
Yeah.
They'll need the steps.
Yeah. And they are usually the ones, they might actually say to you, when you say, so are you ready to get started? They'll probably say, oh, just need to know how I get started and what I do. And there'll be those people, right? And those ones, all you've got to do really is say, oh, let's get you in the blueprint group and get you started on the videos, and then we'll pop you in the system.
Cool.
So they want to know that they've got some steps that they can get started, but you can also start them. Action people. Now, this was me. An action person is someone who goes, just get me in the system now. I want to get started right now. Stop with all the mucking around. So you've got someone that comes to you and says, they want to do this. They're really interested in this, and you're going, oh, but we need to get you on this call, and we need to get you into this group, and we need to do this. And they're like, no, just get me in the system. This was totally me. I was like, yeah. And I said to my friend Annie, I said, why do I need a call? Can you just put me in the system? She goes, no, you need a call. And I got on the call with Kat, and it was great. But she said to me, any questions? I said, yeah. When am I going in the system? Can you get me started? So you can't muck around with these people. And they'll be the ones that will be saying that, yep, let's do it. Let's sign me up now. Your nurturers are the ones that will be, like I said, they'll be going on about how they want to just help the world and change the world and look after people. And they're all very beautiful, but they might not do much with the business, and they might be the ones that go, oh, I don't know. And they'll be easily swayed by other people, right? The knowledge people, these are my nemesis. These guys are my absolute nemesis. They drive me up the wall, but they can usually be the best teamies. They're the ones that say to you, oh, I want all the research, and I want to know all about what's in the ingredients, and I want to know all about the program, and I want to know this. She drove me nuts. Question after question after question after question. But she is a knowledge action person. So she was still in the system pretty quickly, but she had so many questions, first of all. So these are the people that are going to say, oh, I want to know this and that. So if you say to them, let's get you started. Oh, look, I want to know send me all the research. I want to know all about what's in the product. I want to know what it does when it's in your body. They're your nurses, your doctors, those people. And they might take a bit longer, but as long as you get them the information and you stay in contact with them, they are actually really good teamies. Maxine was a knowledge person.
What is Lauren?
Sorry?
What is Lauren after our call today?
Really interesting. She's a tricky one because there's usually two that we are stronger in. So for me, I'm an action nurturer. So you've always got one that's slightly stronger than the other, but you've got two that you pretty much work with more than anything else. So for her, she didn't talk about much. Yeah, there's a little bit about helping others, but I do feel that there's a bit of blueprint in her. And if she started straight away, she could be an action person as well, but I think the blueprint is kind of pulling her back a little bit.
It's hard because I chucked her in the blueprint. I gave her the steps and everything, and that's where I don't get it. Is that where it just comes down to the whole some people, some not? Some are easier, some are harder.
Yeah, you're never going to know. The ones that you think are going to do really well don't, and the ones that you don't think are going to do really well do. So you just never know.
So true.
Yeah, I mean, I've just had the same thing with Michelle. You know, she was doing great, going guns, and then she's just gone quiet, and just now she's like, I've just taken a step back. I can't get over the expense of the business, and I'm like, where'd this come from? So you just don't know. You just don't know where people are at. Yeah. Okay, so then what? Sorry, I know I got distracted, but I really think that this, what I've just given you is really important because...
What am I?
Oh, you're an action person?
No, when I started, I wasn't.
You were, you got it straight away.
I can't remember Amira when she started, but I just remember her going bing, 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 bing.
Yeah, you were an action person. That's your first one. So Sheena.
Took me a while to sign up though.
No, you didn't. You signed up straight away.
Nah, beforehand.
After the call.
Yeah, before that it was.
You're still action.
It was tedious. Like, I feel sorry for Angel. Like, I was one of those people that you're like, oh.
I don't know why I went back to her, to be honest.
I was going to say that. I don't know why she kept messaging me. I ignored her so many times.
But I thought you got in straight away because it was that deal you got in on.
Yeah, that's why. She came at me with the deal one day and I was like, oh, well, if it's only $57.
So maybe, I don't remember actually. When you first started, I mean, you're an action person now. You don't let, the thing is with action people is they don't let shit get in the way. They do it anyway. They're going to have
I think I was a blueprint, to be honest. I asked her questions for like 3 months, even though I already knew what Juice Plus was and that it was legit. I knew someone that had done it.
Yeah, well, you're probably action blueprint then. Yeah. But, you know, the thing is with action people, they're great because they're no bullshit. They're going to tell you, you know, they're going to actually do the work that they need to do. And Angel's action as well. So,
Blueprint action.
Sorry?
Blueprint action.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, any questions around? So basically what I would do is, going back to our role play, is then I would just repeat everything that Amira says. So I would just say to her, I would just say, okay, so I heard that, you know, you're a mum, you want to create an extra income alongside your benefit in the hope to actually work towards replacing that benefit, right? So you can have more time, so you can be independent from your relationship. So what I would do is be looking more into how we can make her independent. Another thing that you can do here is you can also talk about goals. So you can ask her, do you have a goal? Or is there anything that you would love to do financially? Do you have a financial goal? So tell me about that, Amira. Would you have had a goal? Did I ask you that question?
I think it was to take my kids on holiday.
That's right. It was a... So then I say, well, how much do you think that's going to cost you, honey?
Too much.
Can you put a figure on it just so we can help you achieve that?
A few grand.
A few grand, like 2 or 3?
Yeah.
Where do you want to take them?
Oh, shit.
My mum. Sorry. I don't know, like Taupo or something.
Taupo.
Auckland.
Oh.
Everywhere's expensive when you've got 3 kids. Go to Corfu Park and spend $50.
I remember you talking about that, actually. I do remember that now. And this is really key. So this is also bringing emotion and finance together. So this is giving her a reason to actually want to create some income so that she can put it aside. And then, you know, you can even suggest to her, well, you know, wouldn't it be cool to have a travel fund, a holiday fund that you can put your Juice Plus money into?
A second saving.
Yeah, yeah. So then I would just say to her, well, you know, just repeat everything that you heard. It's a really good idea to take notes when you're on a call so that you know you can repeat back what they said.
Got heaps of notes just from the school.
Yeah. So then you want to repeat back, you know, that, you know, you're wanting to replace your benefit, even take your kids on a holiday. And, you know, you're looking at about $3,000 to be saving. But also if you wanted to replace your income, you'd be looking at about $300 a week, right? Love to help you get that, Amira. I really would. And you can totally do this, honey. You can totally do this. You know, for me, and that's when you bring in your story again, I've actually, you know, left my job. And now I have a really nice full-time income from this business.
So because we
totally
haven't, would we just be going back to the whole, you know, I haven't, so for me personally, that's what I'm working on doing now. And it's becoming more of a reality each month that goes by kind of thing, just come from that aspect.
Yep, definitely. I would definitely be using, because you're more relatable than what I am, because you're still in it. Whereas I'm not so relatable because they're going, well, you're up there and you've already got that goal. But like people like Kat or, you know, Adam are even less relatable because they've got the full lifestyle. But then what you can do is you can also use your upline. So you can use my story, you can use Kat's story, you can use Adam's story, you can use Linda's story if it relates to them. So like if you've got someone who wants to leave their job, you can say, well, actually our mentor is, you know, she's actually left her job and she's doing this full time. In fact, you know, both your mentors have as well, you know, in fact, they all have. So, yeah. So, Amira, are you ready to get started, honey?
Yeah, sign me up.
Oh, that was easy. There we are. There's an action person for you.
Oh, and then I had the, but I don't have a debit card issue.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay, so then that's why I obviously thought that you were an action person, because you're like, yeah, let's do it. And then you didn't have a debit card. So that was the only thing
I got my mum to transfer the money to Angel's account that day and we signed me up for her.
Yeah. Okay, so any questions? Any of you?
Not really.
So a lot of people, so how I do it is I'll, you know, talk to them about the business. They'll ask me about it. I'll be like, you know, if I were to add you into our opportunity group and take you in a video that explains a bit more, you know, would that interest you? And, you know, they go watch the video. A lot of them end up in the blueprint group. I actually don't wait till after the call because heaps of people want the information. They're like, okay, so what now, you know? And the calls are obviously you're only available some days, or Kat's only available some days. It never really comes to the actual startup price. So at what point should we be telling them the startup price?
That's the other thing. I forgot another step. Sorry, that's a good question. Thank you, Angel. I forgot another step. So once you've done the third step, there is a fourth step in there, and yeah, which is you want to be asking them, do you have any questions? Right? Now, a lot of the time they're going to ask these questions.
So number 3.5.
Sorry?
So number 3.5 is, do you have any questions?
Number 4, and then number 5 is repeat and ask if they want to get started. They're ready.
No, number 5. So I've already got my numbers, Tant. It has to be 3.5.
All right, sorry about that. So yeah, do you have any questions? Often they will come up with, okay, well, is there a cost behind it, or how do you get paid, or, you know, so whatever the question is, answer the question to the best of your knowledge. If you can't answer it, then just say, oh, look, I'd love to answer this. So I'm actually not sure. I have to just check with my mentor. But most of you guys, in fact, all of you could answer all these questions. So unless if you get a real curly one, then just say you'll find out for them.
But what if they don't ask about the startup price or anything? Like, then how do you kind of go?
Well, then you just ask them, are you ready to get started? And if they say, yep, I am, let's get started. And then you say, okay, well, this is the process. There is your initial investment, which is $172.50, which covers your website, your virtual office, and all of your training and personal development and coaching for 12 months.
Okay.
Can you do that
Are
today?
we allowed to reword it? Like, just word it differently?
Of course. You can word it however you want. Cool. Yeah, you can word it however you want. I call it an investment because if you say it's a fee, then they think, oh, it's, I don't know, fee and investment sound completely different.
I always say startup fee.
Yeah. Investment always makes,
just because it's their own business. So you just, you know, like anything we do when we want to build our own business, we have to invest in ourselves.
That's right.
That's usually how I do it. And then they're like, yeah, no, easy. And then you tell them how much and they're like, is that it? And I'm like, yeah. Yeah. And then they're like, oh, fuck, yeah.
Yeah. So there's always a way that you can bring up the startup fee because you have to anyway, or the investment, however you want to say it. But yeah, and again, that can come up organically as well. A lot of people ask about it.
Oh.
But don't make it a big deal. Like, it's just, look, it's only $172.50. It's tiny compared to starting your own traditional business. Yeah, it's like it's about $15 a month to have your own business. I mean, it's crazy how small it is. Any other questions? No.
Oh,
Not
and how
tonight.
sorry.
What's that? Sorry, Sheena?
Do we just help them, like, so when you mentioned the part about, you know, what are your goals, and at the time in the role play, Mira was just like, no, and you kind of helped her figure out what a goal would be for her through this.
Yeah.
If we come across people like that in a miracle, we always kind of try and help create a goal with them for them?
Well,
yeah,
not necessarily.
I think it's important.
Well, for some people, they're not goal oriented, but that's when you've probably got a nurturer, because most nurturers are not goal oriented.
But they'll have a passion of, like, they have to be passionately invested somehow.
Yeah, but then you can go back to their emotional reason why they want to do this. So if they say to you, I don't really have a goal, and then you can say, well, if it's their children, you can say, well, what about your kids? Do you want to do something with your kids? Or, because I know you said that you really want to spend more time with your children.
So it's similar to talking and handling our customers that we do every week, but different at the same time, because it's trying to get someone on to see the positives on the business side of things.
To get them emotionally invested, yeah. Yeah, and to find out actually, so they can see what they could have from this. And that's why it's important you share your story too, Sheena. So when it's appropriate, share your story too, because your story is so powerful, because they can say, really, you did that? That's so cool. And that's why we do the three-way call, so they can see that there's not just one person in there, but there's someone else in there who's done really well as well, so that they don't feel like it's a scam.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got that.
Okay, any other questions, ladies?
No, not business related.
Can we jump on training in case they're talking about conference? I keep announcing exciting things.
Of course you can, honey. Of course you can. So next time we'll just get into role play, because now you guys know all the ins. In fact, we could probably do the other two role plays on one call.
Okay. Just quickly with the scam thing, is this like an older, like, I haven't had any. I've maybe had one person actually feel like it was a scam.
It's our generation. It's our generation.
Because I feel like once it's explained that it's not a scam, they're like, why'd you say that? You know, like, so
Yeah.
is that just a,
No, it's often the older generation, like my generation. The younger
Okay.
generation don't have that because we've had a whole lot of scams, and there's like network marketing started donkeys ago.
We're
when
so
we were
used to
young.
the internet now and buying shit off the internet. But when the internet first came out, people getting rollballed and arsehole left, right, and centre.
oh, okay.
But also,
You know,
the
by like
network-
Nigerian princes and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And so the old people are just scared of the internet a little bit.
well,
Oh,
old
okay.
people.
Because I said, sorry,
Bloody hell.
Tans.
Well, yeah, it
I'm
is
30,
that,
I'm old now too.
but it's also that the fact that, you know, network marketing companies way back in the, you know, 70s, 80s, 90s were actually, a lot of them were really dodgy, and they didn't have the same, it was just all very, I don't know, network marketing, it was very salesy, and it wasn't kind of really good connections. And so a lot of people were scared of it or thought, no, I don't want to be sold to, or, you know, so they kind of put it in the same bracket as a pyramid scheme or a scam. It's the same thing.
Ugh,
It's all bad, you know.
okay.
Whereas the younger generation, like Amira says, you used to, that's how you do everything. You do everything online. So it makes sense to make money online too.
Yeah.
They don't have
And you see
that.
so many people doing it nowadays that it's not
Yeah.
such a weird thing. Like even myself a year ago, I was like, and then I watched a couple of friends on Isogenics start to make money through Isogenics, and I kind of got interested in Isogenics, and then I found out the price and you couldn't take it when you're breastfeeding, and I was like, fuck that.
I think a
Yeah.
lot of people have like heard me say that I make money on the online, and they're
And I
like,
think you've got OnlyFans.
OnlyFans? Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God.
I have so many. I'm like, oh my God.
The amount of people that think you're porning is